live. Do not say anything incriminating unless you want the internet to remember forever. You're in the Epstein files?
No. You didn't hear it.
There are what, like 30 million pages?
Different time.
I was trying to buy a jet, and they said no.
I just wanted to put microtransactions in video games. That's all I wanted to do.
Hey, speaking of which, MLB The Show is great. You know what? Take that.
I saw IGN's review, and they said that it's kind of
bad.
derivative, and the
is it the same game? Yes, with different graphics in the menus. Yes.
They said the pitching mechanic is kind of stupid with the designs.
I don't even use that one. I use the old ones. I use the old hitting and I use the old pitching.
It's because you're old, Joey.
I am an old man. I have decided now, though, like I've gotten into, like while I was waiting, I got into NHL. And I'm like, this is a good game. And I saw the reviews for it were terrible. I'm like, okay, that's it. This game I only need to buy once every 5 years. And I'll find it interesting because it's the same game. Just give it every 5 years and then I'll find it fun. And
well, on that note, welcome everyone to Animesplaining. We are back because we took a little bit of a hiatus in February because no one got to see Scarlet. We will get into that as we get into it.
It played for an hour, like on a Tuesday.
It was in theaters for literally 2.5 hours and then left. I completely understand. But this time, we actually returned to a classic, because back when we were a regular podcast on Anchor FM, which is now owned by Spotify and has my $25 hostage from monetizing that, we did Jujutsu Kaisen 0, because it was a new movie at the time. It was something where it was like, oh, this is a prequel, so you can go straight into it, and none of us liked it. It was between Joey, Marwa, and I. Daisy, you are also here.
I'm also here.
But famously, we didn't like it because, for the most part, we felt like we were coming into it like they just kind of throw you in, despite it being a prequel and all of this other stuff. So in this case, we're giving it a second shot. Jujutsu Kaisen, the culling game, is coming out. It looks expensive. And this is a means to see whether or not like this show deserves a chance on the second go around. So Daisy, you are new into this. You hadn't seen this series before. You only watched the series. You weren't like Marwa and I, who watched the movie as well. What are your general feelings on Jujutsu Kaisen?
Well, you know me, I always like to be positive, and I do like it to some extent. It was not a miserable 13 episodes. However, to me, it feels like it was written last minute, or maybe AI and the prompt was, I need a last minute term paper. So that is my overall vibes with this.
That's a great way to describe it. It's like AI said, it's like someone put in a prompt, give me a shonen anime. This is what you get. Every shonen all at once.
It is every single anime. It's all the same. From I couldn't agree more, because it is, from the way the dialogue is written to the freaking stupid shouting that always like, I couldn't care less about you. And that means I couldn't care less about you. Yeah. Why? You don't need to yell if you don't care less. Stupid show. And then, of course, they do there's the one scene where fire. I froze, and good. I hope I did. Because I'm going to go on a stupid rant.
It's the curse.
So it's all the same. And the animation is the same. It just looks like Princess Mononoke recycled. Like, for all of the demons or curses or whatever they have. Yeah, because that's always the same story. All the demons or all the curses come from all the negativity in the world. And it's dumb.
And they always have human teeth for some reason.
I know.
It's especially unnerving. Always people teeth.
Yeah.
With monstrous faces.
So it's just, again, like, maybe I talked to Tony about this. Maybe Daisy and Marlon, maybe you agree. Demon Slayer is the same show, but Demon Slayer looks better and does it better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Demon Slayer has a plot. Demon Slayer actually has a point to make. This is this. What are you doing? I don't know.
And believe me, this show doesn't need me to sit there and critique it. From what Tony has told me, they make all the money. They were like, I think they were the first movie to gross like a pretty substantial amount post-COVID, right? Jujutsu Kaisen 0.
Well, I guess it was during COVID, but Mugen Train, like this did not beat Mugen Train.
Oh.
Okay.
And this,
Good.
and I do not think like the Culling Game movie, which is just going to be like the first 3 episodes in that like anime in theaters fashion, I don't think that's going to beat Infinity Castle. Infinity Castle is going to take a while to beat by Gundam Hathaway, probably. Probably not. No one likes Gundam.
But this show is already a runaway success, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Like,
do you know why? Because I want to know why.
So
after these 13 episodes, I need to know why.
That's what I was going to get into. So what people like about Jujutsu Kaisen, I think, personally, I think part of it comes from the success of the Persona franchise. Persona is a RPG series, happens in Japanese high school. For the most part, it is cribbing from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure quite a bit, where you have like this, like, persona that you can call and it does magic for you and stuff like that. Joey, this isn't the JoJo's that you saw because this is a few arcs forward, so we're still in like Sunlight Karate as we are with JoJo's. But the what people like about Jujutsu Kaisen seems to stem from, I like that it talks about like modern topics. It talks about bullying, and the lead characters are outcasts, in that like they're dealing with all this stuff and the source of their power is effectively like negative thoughts and overcoming those negative thoughts and making it their own. They attach to that aspect of it. Does it work for me? Absolutely not. I think that this show doesn't have a confidence in its lead character, who does not feel like he is fitting in with like negative thoughts at all. That your movie character deals with a lot more. But I can at least understand for the most part of why people would connect with that, because maybe it's, you know, baby's first story about bullying, and I just saw enough episodes of Saved by the Bell to like be focused on like, oh, this is just derivative, or I've seen X-Men, or I've seen any of these other things that this thing is meticulously cribbing notes from. But I mean, it is pretty. Like, Joey, you say like, oh, it looks like Princess Mononoke, and I don't think it's as much of a dig as you think it is to say like, oh, this regular ass anime looks like literally one of the most beautiful anime movies that still exists today.
I didn't think Princess Mononoke was that great because I just thought it was unnerving animation, but I get what you're saying, because it is. I am the outlier because I know that's kind of critically acclaimed. Not kind of, it is critically acclaimed. The one thing, like kind of what you were saying and kind of what we were just saying before, is it wrong to say that this is kind of like the Linkin Park of anime? Like, if you like one Linkin Park song, we've talked about this before, you probably like them all because they realistically sound pretty similar all the way down. Like their sound hasn't really changed. I feel like if you like Demon Slayer, you can kind of get into this show. If you like, what were some other shonen ones we've watched in the past?
My Hero Academia, we tried and failed. Technically, Full Metal Alchemist is a shonen.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or what was the one that was up for the award? Kaiju number 8.
Yes.
Like, that was, like they're all kind of like in this mold, and like Daisy was saying, and like it just, since it feels copy and pasted, I'm like, well, I already like this song, so I'll probably like this song too.
To me, that's exactly why I don't like it. Like, if you're gonna compare it to the new metal era, you have like Limp Bizkit, you have Korn, you have Skillet, you have all these guys. And after a while, the good ones kind of, the cream rises to the top, and the other ones you can just forget. This is one of those forgettable shows, I feel, in that at least the shows you listed, Demon Slayer, Full Metal Alchemist, what have you, they have plots, they have points to get across, they have an A to B line that I'm following through. This doesn't seem to have that. This is closer to like those procedural shows like Law and Order, where all right, who's the freak of the week this time? I guess we're fighting this guy. I guess this is the trauma we're going up against. While the leads don't really have anything going for themselves. Like the main lead himself, like what's his whole deal? Like I need to find what a good death is. Like that's it. That's supposed to be compelling. It's not. It's not anything. It's not anything at all. Especially compared to Demon Slayer, where the guy's literally trying to save his sister from vampirism. That's compelling. This is nothing. This is a big nothing burger. Also, why was he super strong before he got the powers? They never explained that. He was already a superhero, and then he got more powers on top of it.
He's just really fit.
Okay, it's not a push-up. She'll do that.
Wait, which one? Which one is the one that?
Itadori in the very first episode, does
because they say like, oh my god, he's going to die unless he's the 1 in a million. And good thing we got lucky there. Like it's predestined.
Well, Joey, the anime needs to happen, so it's like
no, I know, but we've talked about this before, and you did bring up a good point about Demon Slayer because I said like Tanjiro, at least in Demon Slayer, feels like he could be anybody. Like anybody that goes through quite the trauma of watching your family slaughtered could become this person. But like you said, in like the later arc, they do, well, he was really meant to be this way because he's this grand descendant of whatever.
Mhm.
Like that takes away the everyman. Like again, Spider-Man, like the Miles Morales movies that cross the Spider-Verse and across the
Into Spider-Verse.
Into the Spider-Verse. Yeah, feel great because Miles can be anybody. He just happens to be the one that falls into this situation and he rises to the occasion. That has more of an endearing story, especially to an audience that can relate, rather than like, nope, it's just you and you specifically were predestined for this. And the other thing, like, and again, what Marlon was saying, Jujutsu Kaisen, Demon Slayer, I can remember Tanjiro. I can remember Nezuko. I can remember Yuzan Kabutsuji. I remember names. I cannot remember anybody's name, even after watching episode 12 earlier today. Like
13 episodes in a row, and I got nothing.
There's no character development. Yeah.
So Daisy,
I pulled up a
go
list
ahead.
of names, and it doesn't have pictures, and I'm like, I don't know what any of these names are attached to.
Thank you, Daisy. Yeah, I'm like they'll say it. I watch it with subtitles, and I'm just like forgotten. Okay.
So, but I'm going to fit in with Marlon here, and so Joey, I'm going to challenge you a little bit because Jujutsu Kaisen is made by Studio Mappa, which also makes another series that we dragged you kicking and screaming watching, which there is a movie critic, his name is Darren Moody, he's on Second Wind, who said that the lead character of this particular shonen anime reminds him of Spider-Man, specifically the Stan Lee and Steve Ditko Spider-Man. And that is the lead character of Chainsaw Man.
Oh, okay.
Do you see that more than you see like in Itadori by comparison?
I see Chainsaw Man does it better. I can't remember the names of Chainsaw Man, but I remember Chainsaw Man. And I remember like why he becomes Chainsaw Man. And I can remember I had to watch the series again because I did go and see the movie. So I'm like, well, I might as well watch the series now. So I can, but yes, Chainsaw Man was an easier watch than this. This was, I give this a little bit of crap. It wasn't a terrible, like there are shows that I've had to be dragged much for. Eye Shield 21 was much more of an eyesore and a like complete bull crap compared to this.
I watched
like,
so much more of that than you do. You are not allowed to talk about it.
4 episodes was enough.
I watched 13.
But like at least the fight, like I mean, I'm like, okay, at least they're building to a fight. And the fights are just kind of blah. But like at least I have something to, and I was interested in the main character's arc at least for a second with the bullied school kid and his mom, but then that kind of falls by the wayside. But that, don't get me wrong, they still get their bits of stupid animation. There's one I remember, it's in episode 6 where all of a sudden the main dude turns into like an animated marshmallow because he decides to throw a temper tantrum about something stupid. And then of course the last episode 12, I'm like, oh, they made all these spirit things. They have butts. Cool. Had to make sure to draw the butts.
So Daisy, you're not a huge fan of horror, and this like derives a lot of its like imagery from horror. Is it just the fact that it's more lighthearted that let it kind of sit there, or is...
I mean, I definitely do look away quite a bit.
There's definitely a part in the movie where I definitely feel like you would be like, why did I just watch this? I'm going to be disturbed on this forever. Marlon, it is the suck little fish things.
Yeah, that was gross and incredible. I appreciate it. They should have cut the camera away, honestly. Like that and a broken arm when the one guy tried to block the knife and then it was just severed but still hanging and he's like waving it in the air. That stuck in my brain for hours afterwards.
But is it partially the fact that like the show like stays relatively lighthearted, or is it something where the show kind of still seems to be low stakes despite like having these life and death circumstances in it?
I think it's both. It's because I didn't even think of it, in the horror imagery thing, like because it's lighthearted in general, so I don't get the jump scare issues as much or disturbing imagery as much. Although when his bangs moved, ooh, and then the cigarette burns, that was brutal. But otherwise, yeah, it's pretty low stakes so far, and so it hasn't bothered me too much.
Yeah, they're not terribly gory with it. They kind of cut away from a lot of this stuff, or they like tamper it down. Like there's one bit where he like gets his tips of his fingers burned off and the one hand fully burned off, but it could have looked a lot worse than it did. It was just black marks. Like, okay, I guess that's it looks painful, but
No, and
is there a scary anime?
So I was going to get into that, Joey. So Marwa and I watched Inuyashiki, and Inuyashiki has literal scenes of like large numbers of people being slaughtered, and in those scenes, like you feel for those people. And this has, a scene of these curses like sharing a table, and suddenly the entire restaurant burns to death, and anime just goes.
Well, because you kind of see it coming, because I mean they're building, because like, hey, it's a bunch of demons, they're all bad. The only one that like sticks out to me is when the one demon spirit thing, curse thing, has got his little finger in the kid.
Yeah,
like sitting there holding the kid, like
that's holding a hostage. Weird beard demon before he gets nailed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's a lot I forgot.
Yeah, I mean
Yep.
It's there. It's just to make the animation feel like weird and creepy. Again, it's like, I don't know. The disadvantage is that it is animated. Like, it's not going to have, to me, the same staying power as if it's real live action.
Mm-hmm.
That, because Ernest Scared Stupid still probably scare me more than this show will.
Yeah, I agree there.
Turns kids into wood.
Yeah.
Well, supposedly there is a live action movie that is coming out at some point. There's also a stage play version of this.
Weird.
Huh.
How that works out.
Because every successful anime needs a stage play in Japan.
Hey, if you knock out the set design, I will go. That would be cool.
I want to go to what's currently like really popular on Broadway. Not a musical, and you would think that this is a property that wouldn't work, but I'm intrigued. But Paranormal Activity is apparently like one of the top stage plays on Broadway right now, and I really want to see it. I want to see what they do.
Harry Potter and the Cursed Child makes all the money on stage. It's coming here.
Yeah.
Oh, well written, good stuff.
Just go see Hades Town like everyone else.
Listen to Hades Town. It just doesn't travel here.
It's
Although
back.
Hamilton is
It's
still
back
better.
here in February.
I cannot, in good conscience, say Hamilton is worse than Hades Town. No way. There's a reason why Hamilton won the Pulitzer.
So anyway, Marlon, let's talk about the movie a little bit.
Cool.
So, because I'm using this as a way to talk about Itadori as a main character, and how the show actually has no confidence in him as a lead. We have no confidence in our main character, because even in the movie, we're going to focus on a completely separate character.
Good choice.
But
This is a better character.
Yeah, Joey, I don't know if you remember the lead of Jujutsu Kaisen 0, but Daisy, the gimmick is that this is a character who has a curse that has like glommed onto him that's like a childhood friend, and sorry for spoilers, the overall thing of like embracing his trauma is that actually he himself feels guilty for like sparing this girl's feelings, who was saying that she loved him before she died, and he's just been living with that grief, and that's what's been powering this curse thing.
Great character arc, by the way. At least he has one, unlike the lead in the show. He baffles me.
Yeah, and Marlon, you ended up like more positive about Jujutsu Kaisen 0. So what does the movie have that the show does not?
It has a hook. Like, it has a lead character of something to actually watch for. I'm actually rooting for him to see where he goes in this, because I want to see how it ends. He has a trauma. He's trying to get over that trauma. It's a simple A to B story. They somehow managed to miss that on the TV show and gave us a blank slate with just nothing. Just a big nothing burger, to the point where all his drama, all his trauma comes from somebody else later in the story. You know, the school tutor kid you mentioned. He's the most interesting guy on the show. But of course, he's not the lead. He's not a regular character. He's killed off in like 3 episodes. But all of his emotions come from feeling for that guy. Like, this guy was innocent. You should not have done this to him. What about you? Why should I care about you as a person? And that just is non-existent. While in the movie, the whole drama of this guy and trying to get over the love of his life, I'm exaggerating, I know, his love that died, and that's way more compelling. And the first time around, my issue was I did not know any of the characters. They were thrown at me. They weren't really introduced. So I was kind of just lost amongst a bunch of anime kids in the theater who knew what was going on, and I didn't know what was going on. Now, with the context of the show, I know who these guys are. Don't really need much introduction in the movie. I could follow it a lot better. So it was a lot easier to get through. They didn't really need to touch on them because I knew about them already. So they actually had time to develop the characters. Pretty much this movie got up a star because the show is so bad at developing these characters. They had no personality. They had all the personality in the show, but no reason to care about them. It was just nothing but fight after fight after fight.
He had to eat the beef jerky, okay? And then he becomes the hero.
Well, see, I actually liked that gimmick, because I liked Batman Arkham Knight as well. I like Farscape, where like there is a neural clone of Scorpius, the lead villain, inside John Crichton's head. Into like season 3 and 4. It's a cool gimmick to have your villain always there, even though he isn't actually there. So I liked the fact that like your big bad in Sukuna is just kind of always around and has these little moments of just showing how strong he is, like just barely giving a shit and going like, hey, let's make a deal. If we're going to duel, and if you beat me, I'll do this, and if I beat you, you're just going to accept my terms anyway. And he's like, okay, yeah, and he just kills him instantly.
Sounds like someone should be watching Supernatural, because those are the later seasons of Supernatural where Sam has the demon, or sometimes even the devil, living inside him, and that's the big crisis that he has to face within himself all the time.
It's also Finn Balor. Watching a show like this is just Finn Balor. You beat him up.
Not anymore. He didn't unleash the demon against Dom. Dom kicked his ass.
Maybe he had to exercise or something. But even in his own show, that demon is more interesting than the guy he's possessing. So I want him to come out. I want him to win. It's like watching the old Incredible Hulk show. You're waiting for David Banner to turn into the Hulk because David Banner was boring. You want the Hulk to show up. Same thing here. I can care less about this guy. Have the demon come out already. And it was the exact opposite in the movie, where you had these two side by side. You had Rika and God, I forgot his name already, but
Isn't it Utah?
he had Utah. Yeah, I was trying to remember the rest of his name, Utah. But he had two interesting characters side by side, individual of each other, working, kind of bouncing off each other, and I was able to get into that drama, and that was really good. And the show not only missed that of the lead, it missed that of all the supporting characters who kind of just showed up to fulfill a role. Like, I'm your teacher, I'm going to show you this. I'm your friend, and I'm going to show you this. But I don't care about these people as individuals. There's no reason to care about them or their relation to the lead. Like, why do you guys even care about each other as far as for me caring about you? It kind of, the show, the comparison I made earlier, it reads like a video game. We're like you're going through a game and it tells you to get to this level, you have to achieve this. To get to this level, you have to achieve that. And it's just that for 13 episodes straight. And that's not really compelling unless you have the controller in your hand and you're playing. Otherwise, you're just kind of watching someone complete tasks. And the show felt like homework. The entire series, the 13 episodes I watched, just felt like homework, while the movie felt like actual character journeys were taking place for everyone. And I can get on board with that. But the show, nothing. Maybe it gets better after. I know there's 3 seasons of this, but the first 13 episodes, I only cared about the guest star. That's it.
I do remember like seeing the movie and being like, okay, like Panda and Silent Rice Cake guy like stand out, and I'm like, oh yeah, they're in this show, and then you see them in the season, they get 5 minutes.
Yep, nothing. In the movie, they're freaking fascinating. In the show, like, oh, and they're gone. Great, cool. Yep. I guess they showed up. I didn't even know the silent guy's power until I watched the movie again. Like, oh, that's what he does. That's really cool. I wish you showed that in the show.
Yeah,
that's really awesome.
I will say it does go to show that the most interesting line that I've ever heard in Jujutsu Kaisen I thought was in this season, but it's actually in the second season, which is the "I like a girl with a big ass like Jennifer Lawrence." That comes later when he fights the one guy.
Oh, I thought it came up before because there was this other guy that shows up and he's like, "What kind of woman do you like?"
Yes. No, and when Itadori fights him, that's when he says like, "Oh, I like a woman with a big ass like Jennifer Lawrence."
Oh, okay.
And they bond over it because he likes a tall woman with a big ass. So.
See, even that's a personality trait. That's a character. In the first 13 episodes, it's like, oh, I like a woman with character. Like that's not anything. That's the most bland answer you can give. That is, I like all types of music, of answers. Like, you like a genre. You like a very specific genre. Like you have a favorite. You have favorites. So say your favorite. So every opportunity this guy had to be more interesting, he just just let it whiff past him. Didn't strike a single ball. Like, nothing with me.
It's a solid joke of he gives his like non-answer and he's like, that's boring. Like you're boring.
Yeah. I agreed with the bad guy in that it's like, yeah, you are boring. That's a very boring answer.
See, and that's why I didn't open up this episode with what kind of woman do you like, so
You'd be interesting for a second, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the goal of Animesplaining, is to never be interesting. That's our motto. So if all shonen is in conversation with other shonen, like everything is trying to be One Piece, everything is trying to be Naruto, everything's trying to be Dragon Ball Z, everything is trying to iterate on something in effort. Since this was coming up at the time that like after Demon Slayer had gained popularity, is the goal of this just to like put a little bit more edge onto shonen after Tanjiro's aw shucksness? Because putting in a modern setting, I think, is interesting. Giving it more of a horror bend, I think, is interesting. But it still has a lead that is sort of just having fun, doesn't really have an edge to him. Like, help me out with this, Daisy.
I can help you.
What are you trying to get across?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out where this
audience,
yeah, I'm trying to figure out where, like, it does Jujutsu Kaisen literally just exist as a bridge between like super like by the numbers basic like silliness that is Demon Slayer, and super gritty, like we are super adolescent, but also we have violence and all of this other stuff in Chainsaw Man. Like,
Oh yeah,
is this just a bridge
what's
anime?
popular and working? Yeah, it's just finding what's popular
Chainsaw
today in
Man.
shonen and just doing that. It's like, what do kids like? They like gore. All right, what do they like? They like high school. Let's just put gore and high school in the same thing. Just throw it out there. What about plot? Who cares about plot? Just throw it out there. We got demons. We got gore. We got high school. That's enough. And that apparently it is because it's successful. But
I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
no,
what's
yeah.
more successful, this or Chainsaw Man?
This by a lot.
I hate that.
We're not its audience. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep going to
Yeah.
Netflix. Like put your stuff out to Netflix.
Chainsaw Man also has the R-rated problem, where this is open for 13-year-olds to X whoever like decides to connect with it, while Chainsaw Man is very clearly like 16 and above, people who can get into an R-rated movie, and that does limit your audience.
Plus,
Thank you.
Is it right?
I mean,
Probably not.
Remember,
Like,
oh, I mean,
like
license to print money.
I think I think, for instance, the Reze arc is a better movie than Jujutsu Kaisen 0.
easily.
I would.
Watch that movie by itself without seeing a single episode of Chainsaw Man, and you can understand. That's how movies supposed to work. Demon
Yeah.
Slayer. But
You have a shark riding a tornado. It was like weird. Like Reze Arc has its definite share of weird, but yes, I'm more invested in the characters in that sad love story that happens at the end. Whereas Jujutsu Kaisen 0, again, the most interesting I found out was a side character, and that I didn't even get any of in the actual season of the show. And again, I still can't remember anybody's name. I can't remember the bad guy's name. So
my issue with Zero is just that it has a really compelling story in the lead that's kind of bogged down of fan service. Watching it again, since we've only watched 13 episodes, there's still a bunch of characters that show up near the end. I'm like, who the fuck are these people? And why should I care? There's just a bunch of random ninjas and stuff showing up, like fighting these other guys, and then these huge fight scenes happen. Like, I don't know any of these guys except the blind dude. And I'm supposed to give a shit. You didn't establish any of this in the movie, but hey, I am rooting for the lead at least. At least you got me rooting for the lead, and that's enough. I can ignore these other guys. Show kind of failed.
Yeah. Is Gojo a problem as a character?
Yeah,
He's the blind guy, right?
Yes.
the one. No, he's the one teacher. Is he blind?
Yeah. He's not blind. He just wears a blindfold.
But he's the
that guy.
teacher there that comes in like so cool. And then there's the one where they do the rivalry and he's like, "You're old. Like, well, you should respect your elders. I don't have to. I'm super powerful. By the way, I'm going to leave and your student's going to want to take a picture with me because I'm so cool." Yeah, because it's anime and everything is cool.
That's what he said. He said that.
Yeah, pretty much exactly what he said.
Like that, yeah.
Verbatim. It's always the same. It's my own personal bias.
Yeah, on that note, is there a reason Professor X is in a wheelchair? Like, is there a reason why your most powerful mutant cannot actually be in fights? And we need to just put him over here.
Oh.
And generally, if Professor X is doing something, it's like, oh, he's locked in battle with the Shadow King. It's like, okay, is he doing anything? No, he's just over there taking a nap.
Because experience is the best teacher. If I'm doing it for you, you're not learning anything. That's why.
That's true. We can't just make the movies and the shows about him. We wouldn't need the rest of the X-Men at that point.
That was the one part that I did like, where I don't think it was the Gojo dude, but I think it was another one of the teachers, where they're surrounded by all these little curses / demons, and he's like, "Oh, well, I'm off." He's like, "Wait,
Oh, yeah.
what?" But if you do this, I'll promote you. That's all I need to know. Let me go into this overmatched fight. Like, okay. You mean if I come out of this, you'll recognize my skill? Cool. Like, cool. Let me go fight Brock Lesnar on the possibility that I can be
It might be promoted.
just have like the bad motherfucker belt. Like, Cool. Never mind that I know I'll go in and just get destroyed.
No, just aim for the diverticulitis. just aim for that weak spot. Aim for the critical hit, Joey. That's the important thing.
Directly in the belly button.
73% or whatever it was on the scale.
I cannot reach the man. He is 6'4". He's much longer and bigger than me.
But yeah, so overall, we'll talk about other anime things. But is there anything else in Jujutsu Kaisen that you want to say? Is this something that you want to stick with?
It is better than Heated Rivalry, but that's just me. That's because I was made to watch 2 episodes of that, and I did not like it. Yeah, Heated that Ashley heard, and she's like, "You're going to watch 4 more." I'm like, "I know."
It certainly has less hockey-based sex than Heated Rivalry.
You should watch Pillion to recover.
It has at least 92% less hockey-based sex in it.
I don't even know if it's hockey-based. It just happens 5 minutes in. Like, oh, you're still here? Let's get to the good stuff.
In this movie?
So for me, I think I'll keep watching, but largely because this is. So I've watched a lot of shows that have the ensemble kind of basis structure, and this is the least effective I've ever seen. I don't even understand. Like, they're not even allowed to be actually ensemble or anything because there's only ever 2 or 3 characters in each sub arc.
Yeah.
I want to see where that goes. Like, do they ever do things together?
You're just watching it as a fascinating train wreck, is what you're saying?
Yeah, kind of. Morbid curiosity.
I would rather. There's another one. I would rather watch this than Delicious in Dungeon. I never want to see that.
I watch Delicious in Dungeon right now.
How are you going to decide what after supper?
I saw a stupid preview for that. Yeah, where they grill the mushroom. And I'm like, God, I hated this show. I hated it so much.
It's a great concept. They kill guys like, hey, this guy's still food.
No, it's different. I will give it credit for being different. When I watch something like this, which is literally just as formulaic and unoriginal as you can get, and then you watch Delicious, but that show was just, oh man.
Are you completely off of all food-based anime? Because Daisy watched Food Wars and seems to like how horny it is.
It is.
Ew. That sounds ew, but I mean, I thought I wouldn't like how heavy are the dumbbells you lift, and I have those 2 songs playing on my workout playlist.
I have lost so much weight because I've taken the lessons from that. And
turns out it's real information. It's actually useful.
1, 2, 3, 4.
God damn it, educational anime. You got me.
Got my damn abs back because of that show. Keep it going. Good job.
Muscle king. God damn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll from talking to Marlon, it seems like we're going to stick with it to at least see what this culling game arc is. Joey, you do not need to join in. It's fine. It's because I at least watched the second 13 episodes, and I know that we're in for a lot of slog.
Damn
it's 24. Netflix said 24 episodes. It was supposed to cut off at 12. I'm sorry. I thought it was done at 12. I thought it didn't say seasons. It just said 24 episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, technically, those 24 episodes are the first season. They just cut it in half, but it's fine.
That would make sense.
Everything is fine. Well, in like 2 of the episodes are like midway through anime seasons, they'll generally do like a clip show type thing where it's like, oh, this is what the character has learned, and they just do that. Like we generally avoid like when Demon Slayer does that, for instance.
Well, this so that's the other thing about like most animes that usually help stick out to me. I know you all love Cowboy Bebop for the music. It's not my thing, but I get it. Or Kaiju number 8. Like I love the opener. Or that stupid wolf one that you all made fun of me for because I like that song.
Oh, 1 second.
Great
Well,
song.
I don't know what it is, but sounds like this.
I know the name of the song. I don't know the name of the anime. But the music in this sucks. Like that opening song was crap, and the ending song was just like
I like
cool,
the
like
ending
he's
song.
rolling through the mall, like dumb.
Like the opening sucks, but the ending song is pretty bouncy and fun.
I disagree.
I think they're both awful.
I just have no taste. It's fine.
We need to stay. I'm gonna go listen to that again while I play MLB The Show.
But all right, so for Jujutsu Kaisen Season 1, and I guess Marla and I will rope in the movie. So we use the Super Eye Patch Wolf 7-star scale. 1 is completely insulting to your intelligence. 2 is bad, but with redeeming qualities. 3 is I did not feel robbed, or a general I liked it statement. 4 is good, but there is like something bad about it that keeps it from getting to that 5. 5 is good for the genre. 6 is exemplary for the genre, and 7 is so good it has redefined what good is. So Marlon, where are you?
The show is an easy 2. It's an easy 2. You've given me nothing to work with, nothing to hook on to. And it only gets a 2 because the animation is so good. Studio Mappa is awesome. The fight scenes are amazing. There's just zero emotional weight behind it. So I'm just watching it going, what? This is just noise. I don't care about any of this until that school shooter kid shows up. I want to change my rating to the movie now, though. That is a solid 4 because by comparison to the show, it's actually really compelling. I'm just still lost at all the fan servicey moments in there of characters I don't recognize that I have to finish watching the show to appreciate the movie more because it's clearly something made for the fans and not for weirdo outsiders like myself, just wandering it off the street. So for now, it's a 4, but it could be higher.
So does Jujutsu Kaisen as a property get an average of a 3 for you, or do you not weight the movie that highly?
That highly, but maybe as a property, 3 is pushing it because out of all the anime we've watched, I could easily say this is the worst thing we've watched. Because at least all the other so-called bad anime, you want to bring in Keijo or Bastard or whatever, there were reasons to watch. There were emotional hooks. This was just water. It's just tofu with no seasoning. There's nothing here for me to enjoy.
Yep, and Daisy, where are you on the scale?
I'm also a 2. Yeah, the flavorless tofu analogy is perfect. Definitely. It had some of the things that I like. Like I like the spirited characters, but this didn't make me care for them in the way, or like understand where we're going or why they care about each other, like Marlon said. And then it's also, this is probably the first bad guy soliloquy where I was just left completely lost. Like, I do not understand what you are talking about, sir. So but it has maybe some redeeming qualities. So it was fun to watch while it was cleaning up.
Yeah.
And Joey, is it 2s all around?
No half measures.
No half measures.
Then 2, because I can't say I liked it, but I didn't feel robbed, but I did not like it. Like it's, and again, like I think, like you all are saying, it feels unoriginal. And it feels, because of its popularity, almost in our eyes, kind of bogs it down because you expect more out of it, and you just get cookie cutter.
Yeah, I'm also a 2. It exists. It is a thing that exists. It has moments, and generally those moments are very good animation and fight scenes. But overall, like, it does nothing with its interesting concepts. And I saw a large majority of this done better in other shonen like Bleach, Demon Slayer, Chainsaw Man, like everything going down the line. Even
Black
Full Metal
Clover.
Alchemist.
It's like that commercial with Jason Kelsey, where they're like, during the Olympics, they're like, oh, it's just meh. And they're like,
Yeah.
the figure skating just hold up the meh. And yeah, that's about this show.
Yeah, this
Like,
anime belongs in the state of Michigan.
Pretty much. like comic books figured this out decades ago. You need a tragic origin to hook your audience in the first issue, and they couldn't even do that. It's like, oh, my grandma died. That sucks. Or even
would a live
no.
Would a live action movie with at least like a very big name salvage like the main character being memorable for this, or do you just have to give that lead actor like carte blanche, like just make it what you want, like dude, like the script doesn't matter, just go play?
I don't know with how well the One Piece live action is doing. Who knows? Maybe they're just going to one the anime and everyone's going to love it. I still need to watch the One Piece live action.
Everyone hated the Cowboy Bebop live action one, even though I was okay with it. But
that wasn't 1-to-1. They tried. They failed. They did not capture any of the visual anything. They did not understand what they were adapting of Cowboy Bebop. So they learned from this one. Just make the exact same.
Because it was made for me, Marlon. It was made for me.
It's like this is how Marla and I get back into the Final Fantasy conversation. as we finished Final Fantasy VII Original on Sunday. But
just one for one.
Yep. So what we have coming. So next month, if we wanted to get April out of the way as quickly as possible, which I would prefer because I have a lot of anime to watch, then we have Scarlet. Scarlet is a 2-hour movie. You can get through it very quickly. Joey purchased it on Fandango because I paid for a movie ticket and I was the only one who did so.
And now my card is still saved on Tony's Fandango, so watch him get like $500 worth of movies. Oh wow.
No, I'm not. I am not your son and my youngest nephew who decided to buy the entire season of Dallas that I had to get refunded.
Are you freaking serious?
Yeah.
Did he enjoy it?
He's just like, buttons?
So the whole thing was a dream, man? You're in the snow globe this whole time.
Yeah, that Gen Alpha just loves Dallas.
70s, old 70s TV. Next will be the $6 million man.
Yeah.
Dad, let's watch Twin Peaks.
That's later. That's 90s.
Yeah.
Cool.
But if we wanted to do it early in the month, I would prefer that because for the month of May, they should be announcing the nominees for the Crunchyroll Anime of the Year probably within the next couple weeks here.
Oh, that's why you're rolling out a lot of anime. Okay.
And the rules are going to be the same. You all will simply need to watch 2 to 3 episodes. If you want to do more, that's just extra credit. That's extra kudos. I'll give you a pat on the back and a kiss on the cheek. I'll give you a fist bump. But I am the anime expert here, so I am required to watch full seasons of all of the nominees. So last time that involved me having to watch 20 episodes of Solo Leveling, which harms my soul.
Solo Leveling and Jujutsu Kaisen, because by comparison, the 2 episodes I watched of Solo Leveling way better than anything Jujutsu Kaisen put out.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Bad?
Yes, because Jujutsu Kaisen, yes, they are stuck up their own ass in regards to systems, and it does feel like a video game, but Solo Leveling, the mechanics are video game mechanics, and it actually says so in the anime, and it's like, there's a current genre in fantasy that's doing very well. It's called Lit RPG, where it's basically just a fantasy novel, except when someone hits someone, you give the reader your damage numbers, you tell them your character's stats, all of this stuff, and it is the most infuriating thing I have ever read. And I read the good one. I read Dungeon Diver Carl, which everyone really likes, and it fucking sucks. Solo Leveling is that.
Dungeon Diver Carl. Okay.
This is
what
this is not a book podcast, but I have thoughts.
What are your what are the thoughts, or what are going to be nominated for Anime of the Year? Have I heard of any of them?
My guess is that more than likely Freyrin Season 2 will get something. So I don't know how we're going to do Season 2s. Probably just watch like 3 episodes of the second season, call it good.
Watch it.
I still hear good things about the Apothecary Diaries in that second season, so it's entirely possible that we're going to just get a bunch of Season 2s on it. But I don't know. I haven't paid a lot of attention to like the truly new stuff out there, so I'm intrigued to see what goes up for nominations this year, because the stupidest thing that happened last year which caused Solo Leveling to win was apparently the Season 2 people got really hyped about, and that's what caused people to like vote for it en masse. Like, people didn't like the first season, but they really liked the second season, which was currently going on at the time of the Anime Awards, so they're like, oh, just vote for this. But
silly.
I don't know.
Dan to Dan was robbed.
Yeah, Dan to Dan Season 2 might be on there too, so who knows? I'll just have to watch a bunch of second seasons, and then I will be the one with the advantage because I will have watched the first season already. Mwahaha! I wasted my life.
Thank God for YouTube recaps. That's good.
It's
Oh,
a good
yeah,
idea.
there's YouTube recaps. I'll just do that.
But after that, I already have something on the docket, but it was just announced today. But Gundam Hathaway, the next Gundam movie, is out May 15th. So we're going back to Gundam in June.
Yay, robots. I think that's my highest rating on the show, next to once it's called The Old Man.
Just review Project Hail Mary. That was good. It was
alright.
great, in fact.
I don't agree with the people who say like, "Oh, it's the best sci-fi of the decade." It's like, no.
What's better?
Companion. Companion's a better sci-fi.
Dune. Like you can argue Dune to me, because Dune is a better overall.
You know for a fact I'm not going to argue that Dune's a better movie.
God, I can't wait to bring you into.
Did you watch that trailer?
Yeah,
I did.
Your father never a war. For any listeners out there, so on IGN, because of the soundtrack on the trailer, the IGN and YouTube algorithm thought that the entire Dune 3 trailer was in Portuguese, so it automatically played with English auto dubbing. So everything, all the dialogue just sounds off because it starts with Zendaya in a robot voice that doesn't sound like Zendaya at all. It's like, if we have a daughter, what do we name her? And of course, the culminating scene where like you have this big bombastic music going off, and then it shows Timothée Chalamet in silhouette, and it just goes, die. It's great. It's still there. Absolutely watch the auto-dubbed version because it is the true good trailer for Dune 3. And also, Joey, unfortunately, we get another bonus episode because you mentioned it. I was hoping to avoid it, but we get to go to a virtual Las Vegas and talk about wrestling. Daisy, you don't need to be part of this.
Yeah, thank you.
Everyone can join.
Everyone will thank you.
Wrestling will continue until morale improves.
You said you weren't going to. You're the one that's accepted this challenge.
No, you were the one. You were the one who said like, "Oh, if you and Marlon want to do it," and I asked Marlon. He says, "All right," and so whatever. Yeah. I guess
Would you rather watch? I watched Collision. for whatever reason, because it was on after the NCAA tournament, there cannot be more than 20 people at that arena. Like even the front camera backstage layout is blacked out. It looks like they did during COVID when they were just filming in Jacksonville. Like, it looks terrible.
But at least it's better than, from what I hear, what WWE is, which is just like terrible storylines and terrible wrestling.
They still have Hangman Page in the title picture. Hangman Page needs to go away. Just gone. He is the big bunch of blood. He is the Jutsu Kaisen of wrestling.
That I agree with.
He is a big bunch of blood.
He is the only one I can remember from what I have seen.
Because was he then the drinking cowboy, Daisy? Like,
yeah.
And now he's
there was something with like a beachside tree or something.
It's all so bad. Don't get me wrong, WWE is not rocking anybody's socks off either. But
yay! I
get a loser that punch CM Punk in the face. So
yay!
Give me some feeling. The rest of
no, I'm watching WWE content. Feelings out of the picture. All it is Saudi money at this point.
Yeah.
But I will watch 6 hours of wrestling for you.
I will watch it
because it's still over 2 nights, isn't it? They haven't.
It is over 2 nights. Unless you want to bust out NXT too, then it's
no,
8.
No, I don't. I do not.
One I'll actually watch. It's actually interesting.
I would rather not. Thank you. I would rather watch The Bride again, which was a weird but interesting movie.
Hey, that's the sweet spot. So you watch.
But anyway, so we have a lot. After WrestleMania, we'll at some point have a Fantasy Bookers episode to do that and do an Animesplaining for wrestling. At some point, we'll continue on Jujutsu Kaisen, just Marley, Daisy, and I. If Daisy stays around, otherwise it will just be Marwin and I. I'll try to get through this fast, Daisy. I saw you yawn. After that, it would be the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. Once again, I'm going to be watching all the seasons. Everyone else just watches 2 to 3 episodes. And after that, for June, would be Gundam Hathaway for that. So we have a pretty good schedule going forward. And otherwise, for video games, we have finished Final Fantasy VII Original. We are going to take a little break by doing David Cage's Heavy Rain. We are going to press X to Jason. We are going to lose our child in a mall and then fight a serial killer. So that is what we are going to do in Heavy Rain. And after that, we are going to just be locked forever in an epic struggle of playing a 60-hour RPG in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
So much dilly-dally.
We will just live there. We will dilly-dally. We will also potentially shilly-shally.
Don't invite me for those days.
Go to Dynasty in college football. That's way better.
College football isn't going on for literal months. Granted, in those months, we will be playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth because we'll probably go not finish it until like 2028. But
the original was already so long.
But anyway, so we have a lot. So thanks everyone for coming in. Any final thoughts? The greatest thing in anime? I'll just bring in the Fantasy Bookers thing. No, everyone just go to sleep. That works out too.
Project Hail Mary.
This thing is still Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, Project Hail Mary is pretty good. And I'm sorry, Marwin, but people are really mad about Chainsaw Man right now.
Oh, what happened? What did they do? Is it a sex thing? It's gonna be a sex thing.
No, so the series ended, like the manga has ended. And from what I hear, like the post I saw today is that the mangaka of Chainsaw Man did as close as possible to doing a Neon Genesis Evangelion episode 26 in manga form.
Everything's an angel. everyone's
No, not everyone's an angel. Like just going like inside your character's head and just being really like philosophical about things and not having
Great,
like an
I'm-
ending fight and things like that.
I need drugs for this one. Awesome.
But that's on the manga, and it'll be in the anime probably sometime in 2030 because that is taking a while.
Great. I'll enjoy it till then.
But until then, we'll be back later. We'll watch Scarlet, and we will talk about Sunly having a dance sequence. So you have that to look forward to. So from everyone, bye. Have fun.